In this chapter, let us work on PDF and Word document with the help of suitable libraries in Python. The main objective of this chapter is to understand the libraries and the associated methods which are useful in reading and writing PDF and Word files. After completion of this chapter, the learner will be able to write simple programs to extract the contents from PDF and Word documents. Also, the learner will be able to create and write PDF as well as Word files by adding the existing pages of PDF or writing the new content onto Word file with the help of suitable methods which are associated with the PDF and Word document libraries. In this video, let us work with PDF and Word documents. We learn to use two different libraries having variety of methods to read as well as write and to create PDF documents as well as Word documents. Handling of PDF documents. PDF stands for Portable Document Format, and PDF documents uses the file extension .pdf. To work with PDF documents, the Python uses the special library called pypdf2, which stands for Python PDF2, that is a 2 is a version. And this library doesn't come along with the primary installation of the Python runtime. To work with this library, we need to install this library with the help of pip. Note that the module name pypdf2, where y is a lowercase letter, that's why this library name is case sensitive. Let us learn to extract text from a PDF document. This library pypdf2 does not have the mechanism to extract images, charts or other media like audio or any other media from the PDF documents. Only the text can be extracted and the same text can be returned to a Python string. Let us illustrate the retrieval of text from the PDF documents. For example, I want to extract the contents of a PDF file having number of pages wherein I am interested to extract only the contents of the first page. How do I proceed with the library? What we have to do is, first we have to import this library with the import statement. Then we have to open the PDF file in the read mode with the traditional file open method. Remember, PDF file is a binary file. It is not a plain text file. We have to open this in the read mode with the by adding one more suffix letter, that is B, which stands for binary. Read mode, RB is for you are opening the file, binary file in the read mode. Once we open this file in the read mode, it returns the file handler object. This is the file handler object. Once we have a file handler object, we need to create the reader object. And to create the PDF reader object, we have to use the library py-pdf2, and this library has a method called PDF file reader, and we have to pass the argument, that is the file handler object, to the PDF file reader method. In this example, this is the file handler object, and we are passing this object as an argument, file object or a file handler object, as an argument to the PDF file reader method of the py-pdf2 library. This will return the PDF reader object for the given PDF file. Here the PDF file we are using is meeting minutes.pdf, and this PDF reader is an reader object for the minutes meeting minutes.pdf. And once we have a reader object, we can use the attribute, that is a num pages, which returns the number of pages present in the PDF file. This num pages attribute will return the number of pages present in the PDF reader, that means PDF file. As I said, I am interested in accessing the contents of the first page. For that, what I have to do is I have to create the separate object for the page, and this object is created with the help of a method called getPage, and this getPage is a method which is associated with the PDF reader. Remember, this getPage method is associated with the PDF reader, and which takes the argument, that is integer 0. 0 refers for the first page. Here page numbering starts from 0. 0 means is the first page, and this get page will return the object of the object to the first page. That means it is a page object which holds the first page. And to extract the contents of a page, we have a method called extract text. Extract text is a method which is associated with the page object. Once we have a page object, you can apply the extract text method to extract the contents of a given page. This is how we can extract the contents of a first page present in a given PDF file. Let us summarize the reading of contents from a PDF file. What we have to do is, first we have to import the PDF library, and then open this PDF library in a read binary mode. That means by passing the second argument RB, and this open method will return the file object. And once we have a file object, use this file object or pass this file object to a method called PDF file reader. And this PDF file reader is a method which is associated with the py-pdf2 library, and this will return the reader object. And once we have a reader object, you can get the number of pages present in a PDF file with the attribute num pages. And to extract the contents from a page, what we have to do is we have to create the page object, and this object is created by using the method called getPage, and this getPage method is associated with the reader object. And to get the object for a first page, we have to pass the value, integer value 0. Okay, and this returns the page object. And once we have a page object, we can use the method called extract text, which is associated with the page object, to extract the contents from a given PDF page. Decrypting PDF files. Some of the documents have an encryption feature that will keep the files from being read from people who are not authorized, and whoever opens the file without the credentials will receive an error. And to open the PDF document which is encrypted, the user need to provide the password. And how do we check whether the given PDF file is encrypted or not? What method we have in Python library? Let us take up the example. We open the file in the read binary mode, that is a file name encrypted PDF, and we pass that file object to a reader method to create the reader object. And this PDF reader object has the attribute called is encrypted. If you test this, if it returns true, it implies that the PDF file has been encrypted, and in order to open this file, one has to provide the password to open the file. And in this program you can see the is encrypted will return true. It means that the encrypted.pdf file is encrypted with the password. As I said, the PDF file reader object have the is encrypted attribute, which helps us to identify whether the file has been encrypted or not. If the user makes any attempt to call this function to read the encrypted file without providing the password for decryption, the Python runtime will result in an error. Let us look at the code segment. As I said, the encrypted.pdf is encrypted, and we had created a PDF reader object, and PDF reader is the reader object, and is encrypted is results in a value true, and still I am trying to access the first page to create the page object, and this is not allowed. We cannot access the pages as well as the page contents, and any attempt to access these pages will result in an error. Still, if you want to read an encrypted PDF, what you have to do is you have to call the method that is decrypt, and we need to pass the correct password to the decrypt method. In that case, this PDF reader.get page will not cause an error, and instead of giving a correct password to the decrypt function, if the user gives a wrong password, then again this decrypt function will return 0, and the get page will continue to fail till the user gives the correct password for the method decrypt. This is how the user can work with encrypted file. He can open the PDF reader object, and to access the individual pages, the user has to use the decrypt method by passing the valid password. Then only the user is allowed to access the individual pages present in the PDF file as well as the page contents. The counterpart to PDF file reader object is file writer object, which facilitates the user or a programmer to create new PDF files. Remember, the library pypdf2 cannot write arbitrary text onto the PDF like Python can do with the plain text files. Instead, the library allows the programmer to create PDF file by copying the relevant pages from the other PDF files, rotating the pages of the existing PDF files, overlaying the pages, as well as the user or a programmer can encrypt the file. Also, remember, the library doesn't allow the programmer to directly edit the PDF. Instead, you have to create a new PDF file and then copy the content over onto the new PDF file from the existing document. What is the general approach while creating a PDF file? First thing is, we need to open one or more the PDF files in a read mode, and we have to create the PDF file reader objects for these opened PDF files. Now create a new PDF writer object by opening a file onto the write mode. Then copy the pages of the existing PDF reader object onto the PDF writer object, and finally use the PDF writer object to write the output onto the opened output PDF file. Remember, creating the PDF writer object creates only a value in the system that represents the PDF document in Python. It doesn't create the actual PDF file. For that, we have to call the write method, which is associated with the PDF file writer object. And this write method takes the regular file object as an argument that has opened in the binary write mode, that is WB mode. You can get such a file object by calling the Python's open function with two arguments, file name, comma, followed by the WB, which indicates the file is open for writing in binary mode. So these are these 4 steps the programmer need to follow while creating the new file with the existing PDF files. Now let us learn to copy pages from the existing PDF file in order to create a new PDF file. This copying pages onto the new PDF file allows us to combine the multiple PDF files, remove unwanted pages, or even we can reorder the pages of the single file or multiple files while creating the new PDF file. Let us take up the example to illustrate the add page method of the PDF writer object. First we have to import the library, then assume that we are going to copy the pages of 2 files, that is meeting minutes PDF and meeting minutes 2 PDF. We need to open these 2 files in the read mode, and now we have to create the PDF reader objects for first file. This is the first file object, this is the second file object, and these are the readers, respective readers of the first file as well as second file. As the third step, we need to create the writer object. Here is a method PDF file writer which creates the PDF writer. Now we have to copy all the pages of the first file onto the PDF writer. This is a segment which copies all the files, all the pages of the first file. PDF reader.num pages gives the total number of pages, and all the pages are obtained with the get page method along with the page number. and page object is created, and this page object is passed as an argument to the add page method. This add page method is associated with the writer object, not with the reader object. Get page is associated with the reader and the add page is associated with the writer. This for loop adds all the pages of the first file onto the writer object. Similarly, copy the pages of the second file onto the writer object. Same routine, only thing is we are going to use the second PDF file reader and we add the pages accordingly. Finally, you create the file for writing this PDF writer object. We open the file in the write mode, write binary mode WB, and now you have to use the method, that is the write method, which is associated with the writer object, to write the contents held by the writer object, and PDF output file is the file name which need to be passed as an argument to the write method. So this is the writer object. All the contents, all the pages that are held by the PDF writer object are written onto the secondary file. This is the file which is stored in the secondary memory, and this happens through the write method. Remember, the write method will take the actual file as an argument, and this write method is associated with the writer object. And finally, you close all the files including the output file. This is how you can create the new file by combining all the pages of the two files into a single document. And remember, whenever you open a file to create a new file, open that file in the write mode, WB mode, and if you are copying the pages from the other files, PDF file, you open them in the RB mode, read in binary mode, so that the file reader object can hold all the pages of the PDF file, and also file writer can hold the copied pages from the file reader object. And finally, you need to remember to pass the file object as argument for the write method of the PDF writer in order to write the contents onto the secondary memory, and thereby you can close all the open files for either for reading or writing. It is possible to rotate the pages of a PDF file with the 90-degree increments, and to rotate the pages we have two methods. One is rotate clockwise and rotate anti-clockwise methods. We need to pass one of the integers, either 90, 180 or 270 to these methods. Let us take up the example. Suppose we want to rotate the first page of a PDF file by 90-degree clockwise. What we have to do is we have to open the file in the read mode and then create the PDF reader object and get the page object, and then you rotate the page with the method rotate clockwise with 90-degree, where this rotate clockwise method is associated with the page method. And once we have this rotated page, you cannot save that page in the same file. As I have already told, you cannot edit the existing PDF. Only thing is we have to create the new file. For that, create a PDF writer object and then add this rotated page, this page, onto the writer, and then open the new file on a write mode and then write the contents of this PDF writer object, which is a rotated page, through the write method to the output file, which is pointed, which is represented with the file object result PDF file, and finally you can close the files. Remember that you cannot edit the existing pages, you cannot rotate the pages of the existing file. Only thing is you can get the object of a page and then rotate, and then you need to save that page in a different file by opening a different file in a write mode, and then you can use a method write which is associated with the PDF writer. The PyPDF2 library can also overlay the contents of one page onto another page, and this overlaying is useful to while adding a logo, a timestamp, or a watermark to all the pages of a PDF file or to a specific page. With Python, it's very easy to add watermarks to multiple files or to a few pages based on the requirement. Let us take up the example. Assume that we have a watermark page in a PDF file having single page where we have a watermark, and we have one more PDF, that is a meeting minutes.pdf. What we want to do is we want to watermark only the front page of the minutes of the meeting, not to all the pages. What we have to do is we have to open the minutes.pdf file in the read mode. Then we create the reader for the minutes of meeting file, meeting minutes file, and now we get the first page of the minutes of the meeting. This is minutes first page is the page object, is a page object which represents the first page of the meeting minutes.pdf. Now we create the reader for the watermark file, PDF watermark reader. This is a reader object for the watermark file. We use the PDF file reader method and to create the watermark reader. And once we have a reader, what we have to do is we have to merge the watermark page onto the minutes first page. Minutes first page is a page object. This page object dot merge page. So this merge page is a method which is associated with the page object, not with the reader, and where we have to pass the watermark page object. This is the watermark page object. Get page of 0 of the watermark reader will return the page object of the watermark.pdf. Remember, this merge page is associated with the page object, which takes the argument, which is also the page object. We are passing the object as a parameter, which is a page object, which refers to the watermark page, and this is the first page of the minutes of meeting. And once we have that merged page, watermarked page, we have to write that page onto the writer object using add page. For that we have to create the PDF writer here, and then we add a page, which is the page which is minutes first page, which is already has a watermark on it due to the with the help of a merge page method. Now output writer, the PDF writer has got only one page, which is watermark page. Now I have to copy the all the pages of the minutes of meeting excluding first page onto the writer. That's why the for loop now runs from 1, not from 0 to all the pages. You get the page object and write that page object onto the writer with the help of add page. And finally you open the file watermarked .pdf on write mode in order to store that file onto the secondary memory, and use the write method which is associated with the PDF writer by passing the file object as an argument. And finally, you close the files, minutes file and result PDF file, and if the watermark PDF is not closed, then you can close that also. Encrypting PDF files. A PDF file writer object can also add encryption to a PDF document. Let us take up the example. We open a file in a read mode, and also we create the reader object for the PDF file. Then we create the writer object, and we transfer all the pages of the first file onto the writer object. That means minutes meeting.pdf, all the pages of this PDF minutes meeting minutes.pdf to the writer object with the help of a method add page. And once all the pages are transferred, we have to encrypt the PDF writer object with the method PDF writer. There's an object that is created for the PDF writer dot encrypt, and we have to pass the argument which is a string represents the password, and this password is both owner password as well as user password. If you want to provide both the passwords, owner password as well as user password, then you have to pass the second argument as the owner password. Since we have passed only a single string, then this password is considered for owner password as well as user password. Once this encrypt method is used, which is associated with the writer, then only you open the file onto the write mode to create a new file, and then use the write method of the writer to write the contents onto the file which is held by the file object result PDF. Remember, the write method to save the file should be called only after the encrypt method, and you have to call this encrypt method so always after transferring, modifying, rotating the pages of the existing file and adding the rotated pages onto the resultant PDF writer object. Let us take up the first programming example, combining the pages from multiple PDFs, excluding the first page of all these PDF files, and to create a new PDF file. The problem requirement is, first thing is to find all the PDF files present in the current working directory, then sort all the file names of these selected PDF files, then for each of the PDF file in the sorted order, write all the pages excluding the first page of each PDF to the output file. How do we solve this problem requirement? These are the solution steps. First is, we have to use the list directory method of OS module to find all the files in a current directory, and then filter out all non-PDF files with the method called ends with .pdf, which is associated with the string data type. And second is, sort all the file names, as all the file names are in a list. sort this list of file names in the alphabetical order, then create the PDF writer object for the output file, then loop over each of the PDF file, open these PDF files in the read mode, and then create the PDF file reader object to each of the file within the for loop. Then loop over each page from each of the PDF file excluding the first page, and once we read the each page of each of the PDF file, add these pages onto the output PDF file, and finally write the output PDF, this object, onto a file named allminutes.pdf. Assuming that we have a number of PDF files containing different meeting minutes. Here is a program where we first import the libraries pypdf2 to handle PDF files and OS module. We create the empty list to store all the file names of the PDFs, which ends with the .pdf extension, and this is a segment where we loop through the working directory. This method will give you all the files, return a list of file names present in a working directory, and you check whether the file name ends with the .pdf. If it ends with .pdf, you put that file name into the list called PDF files, and then you sort these all the PDF files present in the PDF files list in alphabetical order. And the third step, try to create the PDF writer object in order to add the pages of the different PDF files. As a fourth step, try to loop through all the PDF files that are present in the list, that is PDF files. Open these files in the read mode and then create the PDF reader for each of the file, and try to loop through all the pages present in the PDF file which is held by the PDF reader object. Remember, here we are excluding the first page as the range starts from 1 to PDF reader.num pages. We are excluding the first page, and all the pages from second page 2 onwards we are going to copy. We are going to read and then create a page object and then write that page object, that means the PDF page, onto the PDF writer. This happens for all the PDF files present in the given PDF files folder. And once this process is completed, we need to write all the contents of the PDF writer object onto a file. For that, we have to open a file in the write mode, write binary mode, allminutes.pdf, and then use the write method which is associated with the PDF writer object by passing the file handler object as an argument, wherein all the contents of the PDF writer object is transferred to a file for permanent storage. And finally, you can close the file, the output file. This is how we can create a new file containing all the pages of the PDF files excluding the first page containing the header information or the file information of the respective PDF file. Now let us take up the Word documents, reading and creating Word documents. Python allows the programmer to create and modify Word documents that have the extension .docx only with the help of the special Python module Python-docx module. And this module doesn't come along with the primary installation of the Python runtime. We need to install this module by running the pipe install Python with docx module. If you don't have Word, you can use other open source Office softwares also. If you look at the Word documents, the document contain a lot of structures, a lot of structure as well as the style information, and it is not a plain text. Each text has a style attached to it. That's why this complex structure of Word document is represented by three different data types in Python-docx module. Entire Word document is represented by three different data types in Python-docx. At the highest level, entire document is considered as a document object. Entire document is represented as a document object, and the document object contains the list of paragraph objects which represent the text paragraphs. Remember, first at the highest level we have a document object which represents the entire Word document. On the second level we have number of paragraph objects. It means a list of paragraph objects, set of paragraph objects which represents the paragraphs present in the document or the document object. And each of these paragraph objects can contain any number of run objects. Remember, we have a topmost document object, and document object can contain list of paragraph objects, and each of the paragraph object can contain list of one or more run objects. And what is this run object? A run is a contiguous run of text having same style. For example, if you have two words with a bold, that means those two words becomes a single run. Let us take up this piece of text. This has 4 runs. If you start from this, assume that this is a paragraph, and the text runs in the same style from A up to sum here, and this is first run object, and then the style changes till D. This is second run. After that again is a normal plain text. This is third run, and finally this style changes to italic. This is fourth run. That's why the text in the Word document, it is not just a plain text or a string. It has got a style attached to it, like font, size, color, and other the weight, font weight, all those things are associated with that. And this style is nothing but a collection of these attributes, like size or font phase, color. These are the attributes which are associated with the style. And run object is totally dependent on the style. If you have a continuous run of text with the same style, that means takes the same set of attributes, then it belongs to a single same run. This is how we have a 3-layered nested structure for the Word document, which is considered as a data type with respect to Python-docx. Let us take up the example. First we need to import the Python docx. The docx is a module name, Python docx, which handles all the Word documents with the extension .docx, and we need to create the document object higher level. And here you don't have to use the open method, you have to use the direct method that is called a document method. Document method will return the document object which represents the entire document. In this case, the entire document is the demo.docx, and if you want to know how many paragraph objects are there, you have to use the attribute the length of docx paragraphs. It gives the number of paragraphs that you have in the document. Okay, and if you want to get the text in the first paragraph, you have to use the paragraphs of 0 index is the first paragraph dot text will return the text present in the first paragraph. Similarly, the first paragraph you can obtain with index 1, and if you want to know how many runs are there in the first paragraph, this is the first paragraph dot runs attribute gives the length of runs, gives the number of runs that a paragraph has, and this paragraph has 4 runs as we had seen in the previous example, returns 4. And if you want to extract the text which belongs to the first run in the first paragraph, in the second paragraph, that means the one represents the second paragraph and first run 0, this text is returned. Similarly, the second run is a bold, and third run and fourth run you can extract the individual elements. This is how you can create the objects which represent the entire document, or a paragraph object, or even run object, and you can get the count of paragraphs and runs within the paragraph, and also you can extract the text which belongs to a paragraph object or to a run object. Reading the Word documents, we can get the full text from a document file with the special function called getText, and this getText function returns the plain text, and it will not return the styling information which is associated with the text. And if you are interested only with the text, not the style information, then you can use this function to extract the text from the document file. This getText function is defined like this: getText, which takes the file name, and we create the document object here, doc, then we create the list of strings, and each of the paragraphs from the document object try to append the paragraph. That means you get a list of paragraphs. Finally, you join them with the new line, because ultimately we introduce a new line between each of the paragraphs, and this will constitute the entire entire content present in a document file. Once we have this program, that is read docx, you can use that as a library to your program by importing that file to your program, read docx, then apply the getText method, that which we have defined previously. You can also adjust the getText to modify the string before returning it, and if you want to indent each of the paragraph, then replace the append the function with the additional spaces like this. While appending a paragraph, don't just append the paragraph para.text, append the few blank spaces also. And if you want to introduce the double space between the paragraphs, then while joining, use the double new line characters so that you can have 2 new lines between each of the paragraphs. This is how you can modify the getText function, which is written in a file read docx. And also you can use this as a library to other applications or other programs. Styling paragraph and run objects. For Word documents, there are three types of styles. First is a paragraph styles, which can be only applied to paragraph objects. The second is a character styles, which can be applied only to run objects. The third category is a linked styles, which can be applied to both paragraph as well as character styles. You can give the styles by setting the style attribute of paragraph and run objects to a particular string, and this string represents the name of the style. And if the style is set to a none, then there will not be any style associated or attached to a paragraph or run object. While setting the style attribute, remember, do not use spaces in the style name. For example, if the style name is a substile emphasis, then set the style attribute as substile emphasis without the space between these two words, substile emphasis. Instead, you have to remove the space and you have to use that as a style string while assigning a style to either paragraph or run object, or to as a linked or character or paragraph style. Here is a list of default word styles are listed here, which can be applied to paragraphs or characters. Remember, while using a link style for a run object, you need to add the postfix string as C capital CHAR, C capital HAR, small lowercase, to the end of the name. For example, if you want to set the quote linked style for a paragraph object, you can directly use a word quote, that is a paragraph object dot style equal to quote. But if you want to apply this linked style quote to the run object, then you have to write this as quote followed by CHAR, no spaces. This is one restriction that a programmer need to follow while assigning a linked style to a paragraph object or to run object. Remember, while assigning a linked style for a paragraph object, assign the style as it is, and while assigning the style for the run object, add the postfix character string, that is CHAR, to the given style or style name. Creating Word documents. If we want to create a Word document that uses new style, which is not available in the default styles, what we have to do is we need to open a Word document, which is a blank document, and we need to create that new style by clicking onto the new style button, which is available at the bottom of the styles pane. We will see that snapshot in the next slide. And once we have this, once we click onto this new style button, it opens a new dialog box wherein we can create the new style. And once we have done with the creation of a new style, we have to go back onto the editor or go back to the interactive shell and then open the Word document that you want to create, and then you can apply the newly created style to this document, as the default styles as well as the newly created style is now available to use through the interactive shell, or which is available in the Python runtime, which can be used in different Word documents. Here is the snapshot of it. This is the styles pane, and at the bottom of this style pane we have a new style button. Once we click onto this, a dialog box will be made available by the Word tool, and you can create the new style by giving the name, etc. And once we click on to OK, this new style is now available for the programmer to use, and he can use this new style along with the other styles after opening a Word document in Python. Attributes of run objects. Runs can be further styled using text attributes, and each attribute takes one of the three values. The first is a true. It means that attribute is always enabled no matter what other styles are applied to a given run object. And second is the false, where the attribute is always disabled, and the third one is a none, where only the defaults, that is whatever that are applicable, are set to the runs style. In the next slide, let us see a table containing all these text attributes that can be applied or that can be set onto run objects, and we can find the more documentation on Python's docx, which exclusive documentation on styles, which is available at this URL. This is a table containing all these attributes which are applicable to the run object. These are the text attributes. You can have a bold, italics, underline, strike, double strike, etc. Consider the example for the attributes of run objects. We open the file demo.docx and we extract the text of the first paragraph, and then we extract the style that is associated or assigned to a paragraph, that is the first paragraph, which is title. Now we can change the style of paragraph, the first paragraph, with the exclusive assignment dot style equal to normal. And similarly, you can extract the text of the run, which is a part of a paragraph, maybe a first paragraph or second paragraph, and so on. And also you can extract the style of the run object, and you can assign the style for different runs. Here we extract the first run of the second paragraph, and we assign the style to the first run object of second paragraph as quote character, and then we assign the style underline for the second run object of the second paragraph as true, and so on. And finally we need to save the document as the new document, wherein we have a different styles attached to a Word document, as we cannot modify the existing document. We can create the Word document with the method document, which is associated with the library docx, which will return a blank Word document object. Once we have a blank Word document object, we can add any number of paragraphs with the method add paragraph method, which is associated with the document object, and this will return the reference to the paragraph object that was added. Likewise, we can add the text to different paragraphs, and we can add these paragraphs to the document. And once we are done with adding number of paragraphs to the Word document, we need to save this document object onto the secondary storage with the save method, which is associated with docx method, and this save method will take the string which is a file name. Here is the segment of a program. We import the library, and first we create the document, blank document, and this will return a reference to the document object This is the document object doc, and now we add the paragraph which is associated with the document object, and this will return the paragraph object. Now we have added one paragraph with the hello world. Finally, we can save this document with one paragraph to a file with the name hello world.docx. We can add number of paragraphs by calling the add paragraph method again and again, and we can also add text to the existing paragraph. One thing we have to remember is whenever we add a text to the existing document, the text will be added at the end. Similarly, whenever we add the new paragraphs with the add paragraph, the paragraphs are added to the end of the document. And once we add this text to the paragraphs and then adding paragraphs to the document, we can save the document in the secondary storage. Let us take up another example. Here we add the first paragraph, then we add second paragraph to the same document object doc, then third paragraph, and we add run to the first paragraph object. This is we add one run to the existing paragraph, and whenever we add the new paragraph, these paragraphs are added to the end of the document. This is how the paragraphs are appended to the document that we have created. And finally, we save the document by passing the file name to be saved onto the secondary storage. Remember, the new paragraph objects can be added only to the end of the document, that is document object, and new run objects can be added only to the end of a paragraph object. Note that the methods add paragraph and add run accepts second argument, which is optional one, that is a string of a paragraph or the run object's style. Let us take up the example. Here we add a paragraph with the text hello world, and also we use the style as a second argument, which is optional. Adding heading to the Word document. The method add heading adds the paragraph with one heading styles, and the argument to add heading method are the string of heading text and an integer which varies from 0 to 4, and the integer 0 is the heading, the title style, which is used for the top of the document. Let us take up the example. First we create the document, we create the document with the method document, and we add the heading with the text followed by a 0, which is the heading, the title style, and we add one more heading with the integer 1, it's heading 1, and so on. And finally we can save the document at the secondary memory with the file name. We can also add line break and page break to the Word document. To add the line break, we need to call a method add break on the run object, which creates the line break. And if you want to add the page break to a Word document, you need to pass a value, that's a constant, docx.txt wide break.page as the single argument to the add break, which adds the page break. Let us take up the example. Here we add the paragraph to the newly created document object. Then we add the page break to the paragraph. That is the first paragraph having first run, and then we add the page break. If you want to have a line break, then we have to use just a method add break with no arguments. Finally, save the document at the secondary storage. Adding pictures. We can add the pictures to the Word document with the method add picture, which adds an image to the end of the document. For example, if you have a file, PNG file in the current working directory, we can add this file which is there in the current working directory to the end of the document with the width of 1 inch and height of 4 inch as follows. We use the document object with add picture method and the file name as the first argument, and width and height parameters are optional, and these are the keyword parameters. Width is the keyword parameter with the inch one, and then height is again a keyword parameter. It takes the which sets the height of the image as 4, and you can interchange these two keyword parameters. If you don't mention the height and width of the keyword parameters, then a normal size of an image will be considered and will be added to the end of the document. Let us summarize the discussion. In this video, we explored creating as well as writing and retrieving contents from PDF files, and worked on handling Word files, reading as well as creating new Word files, followed by few programming examples.